Hello, 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 hello. It's Ayana Pedersen, the Thrifting Diva. And I'm in my kitchen again, and we are going to work on meal prepping for tomorrow. So, this entire week, I've been taking you along with me as I meal prep for the next day because I'm on my little weight loss journey. Now, I will say I am not terribly overweight, but when the clothes that I've thrifted and love stops fitting me the way it's supposed to fit, then I started feeling like I had a problem. And so with that, I said, let's get it in. Oh, hey, your boy Coco. Let's get it on and pop in. So I started working out more. And then I said, okay, how can I make sure that this is a long term change and not something that's just short term? Now, the weight is going. I'm definitely feeling like my clothes are starting to fit the way they're supposed to fit again. And I am going to give credit where credit is due. And I think most of that has been from the 5 days workout every morning, consistency, and nutrition. And if you've heard me before, you're going to hear this again. Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. It's going to be what is 70 to 80% of what keeps you in shape, feeling great, having your clothes look good. And then the other 20 to 30% is that workout consistency that you're doing. So, one of the things that I have been really, really having fun with is the nutrition portion. Now, I say this because I am a person that loves to eat. My husband will tell me, like, my goodness, this chick loves to eat, that I'm thinking about food all the time. In fact, I woke up this morning and told him I had a dream that we were at a buffet. And he's like, damn, you're thinking about food even when you're sleeping. Like, that's crazy. But indeed, I love food. And so with this nutrition priority, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to give up good food just so that I can drop weight. Like, it can't. Like, there must be a compromise. I must be able to eat something amazing, feel good, and still have it work the way it's supposed to work. So for me, it has all been about high protein meals. And I think that is killing it. I think more so than the workout, the high protein meals are definitely working, and working fast. Because that's the other thing about me. Like, okay, I know I was going to work out, but I don't want to wait a year to see changes. I don't want to wait 20 days to see changes. I want to see changes now. I want to see that what I'm doing is working. And I think for me, what has been working even more is the high protein, low calories. I won't even call it a diet, but just thinking about what I'm doing. Okay, so Sam Hunter, thank you. Are you cooking tonight? Not meaning to. I am cooking tonight, but tonight I'm not cooking dinner because hubby took care of dinner and it tastes amazing. But because I told everyone before, like, if I don't prep, then it's going to be a bust for me the next day. And so prepping includes prepping my breakfast and my lunch. For lunch, I normally take the leftovers. So whatever we cook is leftovers for the next day. Hubby, I told him, hey, I want high protein, and he delivered. So there's chicken, baked chicken in there, and which is high in protein, obviously, and an avocado. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like an avocado side that can replace your carbs. Perfect. So I'm going to have that for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to have that for lunch tomorrow at work. But I need breakfast. So we're going to cook breakfast tonight, and I'm going to cook it with you and then talk you through why I'm doing what I'm doing and how it's going to go. Now, for me, I never used to be a person that liked breakfast. I will be honest with you. I could not eat before 12. And that's not helping me because part of my workout routine every morning is strength training. And so I work with the dumbbells and trying to build that muscle. And if you are trying to build muscle, then you need to be very intentional about making sure you have protein, the right amount of protein in your system on a daily basis so that the muscles will repair itself and that it will work to become bigger and help with reducing the fat. That's kind of how I see it. Now, I'm not doing protein only meals. I do think that you need some carbs to get that protein where it is. I call them my carb travelers. And so the carbs is the what brings the protein to where it needs to be. So I'm not doing right now strictly protein because one, I can't stay on that diet. You know, it's a diet, I guess, but I can't stay doing that for the rest of my life. I want to be able to do things that could be a lifestyle change. And so I am definitely okay with carbs, but in moderation, which is what I think every nutritionist will tell you, everything in moderation. But for me, I'm definitely prioritizing protein in my nutrition. So 30 grams of protein in the morning for breakfast, 30 grams of protein for lunch or more, and then dinner the same. And so for me, that has definitely been working to drop the weight quicker than I've ever seen before. Like, I could not believe it. I was just like, wow, this is really working. And so I wish I had known about this earlier because, Lord, I would have been doing this. But, obviously it's not too late. We can jump into that. Okay. Shavoy, thank you so much for transcribing. I mean, for subscribing. I don't know why I said transcribing. Thrifting Atlanta, what are we making tonight? We'll get into that soon. And can you give me a shout out? And is it night for you too? Official Joy, you got your shout out. And it's evening for me. Actually, it's light outside still, but it's around 8 p.m. where I'm at. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk a little bit about how you can prep your high protein breakfast so that you can always be ahead of the game. Um, I do the breakfast now, as I said. I didn't always used to, but I do breakfast now because I'm working out in the morning. And right after breakfast, I want to make sure that I'm getting protein into my system within an hour of working out and making sure that I am having, that my dog just came back in. I'm having that protein in there to help repair any of the muscles that may have torn while I was working out. So easy, let's do that. High protein breakfast. Give you some examples of things that you can use. Eggs are definitely a good high protein. However, you're going to need like 5 eggs. Just learned that recently. You're going to need 5 eggs to get to like that 30 grams that we're really going for. And so there are some ways you can do that, but I'm not eating 5 whole eggs. Like I cannot. I cannot. So I do different things to add protein, make sure the protein is adding up. Hold on 1 second. Do you mind? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so cottage cheese, we're going to use that today. So cottage cheese is a good one. Eggs is a good one. Overnight oats, I'm not a fan. I'm not. Greek yogurt, that's a good one if you are looking to get some things for protein. And people don't realize, but you could just repurpose your dinner from the night before. So hubby made baked chicken today. And before last week, I made cut up some chicken with avocado and eggs, and that was my breakfast for one of the mornings that I took with me. Repurposing your dinner is okay. And so, especially if you're trying to get protein in, sometimes, you're just not in the mood for eggs. Sometimes you're going to be, I may want salmon or something like that. So think outside the box, and you do not have to eat the same thing every day. I cannot eat the same thing every day. I don't understand how people do meal preps and have the same food for 4 or 5 days. It's just, that's over me. I cannot do that. So for me, what I normally would do is I'll mix it up. So tonight we're going to make, I think I'm going to make a egg and cottage cheese, maybe eggs with some cottage cheese in it and make it fluffy. I did not know that you can actually add cottage cheese in with the eggs like this. And this is going to show you, as you start learning these things, you start seeing other things out there that like, oh, I could do this to make it not a boring experience. And that's for me, I think a lot of people, when it comes to diet, it becomes boring because you feel like you have so many things on the list that you cannot eat that you then have this tiny list of the things that you're only eating. And who wants to stick to that? Like that is just boring. So I'm going to show you how to make this amazing egg dish, and how high, and push up the protein, and to push my protein even more for tomorrow morning, because I think I'm going to do a 1 hour strength training tomorrow instead of 30 minutes of strength training and then 30 minutes of me on the stairmaster. I think I'm going to do 1 hour, so we'll see how I feel in the morning. But I might, it's Friday, it's my last workout day. I don't work out on the weekend, so we're going to see how that goes. And I'm going to want that protein after. So we're going to make the egg dish, and then we are going to make my parfait with my Greek yogurt that will add another set of protein to just bring it home. Now, the one thing I would say about having these high protein dishes in the morning, I am not hungry at all. Like, I have to remind myself, like, you need to start eating around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I can probably go even longer without feeling hungry. So it is right, and it is true that they say if you eat higher proteins, you're going to feel more satiation, meaning fuller. You don't feel like you need to eat, and therefore you're not snacking or trying to get the extra things in between your meals. So it is absolutely working for me. As I said, I am losing the weight. Now, how many pounds I've lost, I don't know, don't care, because I'm only checking it by how my clothes is fitting me. If my pants and skirts are coming in and it's like boop, boop, then I know I'm doing something right, okay? All right, Presley, hello, thanks for joining the live. Have I missed any questions? Love your live stream. My buddy and I are go on all the time. Can you give him a shout out? His name is Lou Sasso. Well, hi, Lou Sasso. Thank you for joining. Appreciate the love. Okay, so let's jump into our high protein breakfast, will we? All right, so I'm going to grab some things. If you hear me, but I'm not on camera, it's because I'm just working around in my kitchen, and I'm gonna just move things around so you could see me better. Sorry. Okay, and one of the tricks in this egg, as I said, I am not a person that want to eat 5 eggs for breakfast. Like, it's not going to happen. So what I am going to do, I'm going to mix eggs with egg whites here, okay? And so we are going to get some egg whites, and we're going to get some eggs from the fridge. I'm going to get 2 eggs from the fridge. And when I make my breakfast, I normally make some extras for my husband, so maybe I should do 3 eggs, okay? So I'm going to put this in here. 1, 2, and then we're going to top. The protein is really coming mostly from your egg whites anyway. So I'm going to pour that in there. And then we're going to add more protein by adding cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is a protein, like, it is going to give you the protein you're looking for. So this alone, for the amount I'm using, we're looking at, this is 18 grams of protein in here, 6 grams of carb. If we do half of that, 2.5, geez, this is a lot of protein. But let me know in the comments if you like cottage cheese, because I never used to like this, but masking it with all these things is making it, it's definitely, I'm getting used to it. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Some herbs in there. I did not realize cottage cheese had this going on. Like, probably would have been, and my weight loss long time ago. So someone says, I love cottage cheese. It's all right. That's what I'm saying. It's all right. But when you mix it with certain things, like, honestly, I could get on board. I absolutely could get on board when I'm mixing it and putting some things in it. So one thing I'll tell you now, I'm from the Caribbean, and when we make eggs, it's a little different than you would expect. We are all about dressing up some eggs. It's kind of interesting. And I'm going to see if I have anything in here. Actually, you know what I do have in here? I have mushrooms. So we're going to do mushrooms. So it's like making an omelet. go into your fridge, see what you have, pull it out. Let's do it. All right. So sorry I'm off camera, but I'm going to go to my second fridge and we're going to check to see what vegetables we have in here. As I said, if you are someone who, you know, I thought I had some some things in here, but maybe not. If you can always reuse the various dinner things that you have, like we still have shrimp left over from the other night. And if I wanted to add shrimp in there, I'm just like, get as much protein in because I can overload in the breakfast. And then maybe for, I'm not sure where oh, here it is. I'm looking for, I don't know, my husband might have taken out my things. Oh, here it is. All right. I'm just trying to get all the ingredients together. This is what happens when you're working, this is not a live YouTube set or anything. You're seeing the process, how it is for me, and partly how it will be for you when you're doing these things. Okay, so I think I have enough here. So I'm also gonna add some cheddar cheese, not too much, right? But I'm gonna do mushrooms because we have this and I don't want it to go bad. So we're gonna saute some mushrooms. I have some dill. Don't know yet if I'm gonna use that, but we're gonna be using the cottage cheese. And I'm just going to add, I'm not really measuring. It's just to add this. Actually, I can't make the mushrooms because my husband does not eat mushrooms. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna mix that up. Probably add a little more of this. I think I'm gonna make it as a wrap, and I'll show you the wraps that I use. They taste really well. They taste really good. I was shocked because it says no carbs, and I was like, "What is this?" Nuts give you a ton of protein. I'm not gonna put nuts and eggs. That's a little different. I can eat that on the side or probably in my parfait, but we're not gonna add nuts to eggs because that seems crazy. But if that's something that you want to try, go for it. But yeah, I can't do that one. That one's a little crazy for me. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do some onions. If I have any onions, yes. We're gonna do some onions and tomatoes. And as I said, in the Caribbean, every time, like what you guys call an omelet here, that's just like the natural way of making eggs. It's always going to have some veggies in it. We don't call it omelet though. We just literally call it eggs. So I'm going to bring this here. I need a knife and we're going to start cutting up and getting that right. If you're not doing these at night, honestly, for your breakfast, what do you normally have for breakfast? I'm curious. What are people having for breakfast on a normal day if you're having breakfast? And I was definitely a person who didn't have breakfast all the time. Put yogurt in it. I'm going to use my yogurt for my parfait. So I'm not going to put the yogurt in it, but I've never had yogurt in eggs, so that I will try it. But I've never had yogurt in eggs. So it seems a little interesting, but I'm trying the cottage cheese. I forgot that you put eggs in it. My bad. French toast sticks. Definitely cannot have the French toast sticks that come, the processed one, I guess. But I did see a recipe for protein French toast sticks that we can make at home, including protein, what's the word? Pancakes. So I'm going to try that this weekend. To see how the protein pancakes come out and if they taste yummy. So that should be interesting. But so we're just going to cut up some onions. And do not mind me and my knife skills. We're just trying to get food in our stomachs right now for tomorrow. If I don't do this at night, you know, I feel annoyed the next day because I love to sleep in. Like I'm only giving myself 15 minutes from the time I wake up to the time I get in my car. And so there's no way I will get up and cook or get breakfast ready. I applaud those who can do it, but I just can't. Like I'm always like, oh my God, I just rather sleep. So I try to do as much in the beginning at nights on the weekend. Oh, the onion is burning my eye. Okay, so I try to do as much as I can on the weekends or at night so that I'm just prepared. And I've said this every night, but if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so I am motivated to getting my body snatched. And so I cannot, I don't have the ability to get up in the night. I know myself and I know I'm not going to do it. So I, instead of fooling myself, right? Which is what I think most of us do. We fool ourselves into thinking we are better humans and we are better at something than we really are. And then when we fail, we start looking around like, well, what did I do wrong? Well, if you know, this is the problem when you buy food and you don't use it. So it's rotten. And I hate throwing away food. It's like money down the drain. So checking to see if I have tomatoes. If anyone have a good idea on how we can assess what we have in our fridge before we go to the supermarket, I am all for it. Because I especially for the, for these types of perishables, I feel like I need to use them so quickly or else we lose out on them. So no tomatoes because you saw what happened there. And so what I'm going to use is the rest of these sweet peppers. So it's going to be sweet peppers and onions in here, which is fine. You're just looking for any type of vegetables that you want to add in here to just give the egg some flavoring. Now, if you don't have any, you can always just go with your cottage cheese and regular cheese if you're trying, or just nothing, just your egg whites and cottage cheese. For me, I think it tastes a little blah and it doesn't look as pretty. So I eat with my eyes, and so I like to make sure I have the things. I like my food to look like, it could go in a magazine. Yes, they're good. French toast. What the dog doing? The dog is Zena. Yeah, Zena is just waiting right now for anything to drop. That's kind of what Zena is doing. There's over 30 million tons of food waste. Oh gosh, don't make me feel bad. I'm trying to, one of the things I'm trying to do is, like, if I go shopping, which I would say this week was really good. I went shopping on Sunday and I did not go shopping at all. Normally I'm a person that will go to the supermarket every day, but I did not go shopping once this week because I had a menu for each day. And so I did not have to leave the house to go get anything. So I think I did really well this week and using up all the stuff that we have to use up. Put one more. I use, what I use these for, which are so amazing. I cut them in half like this, and then I put goat cheese, like a goat cheese in there, and then you roast them. They're so good. So good. Okay, so I think that's enough. I was going to put my put that aside. My what is that? The mushrooms, but my husband doesn't eat mushrooms, and so it will be a little hard for him to keep picking out all the mushrooms. So that's why we had to shift to finding some other veggies. And so what we're using is onions and red peppers. And so I'm just cutting them up, and then I'm going to saute these by themselves. add the egg mixture, which was 3 eggs, I believe, and then egg whites, and then cottage cheese. And that's going to give me from the eggs and the cottage cheese, I should be able to get up, probably in a wrap, because I'm only going to probably eat one wrap, probably at least 20 grams of protein. Gosh, I need a haircut. I'm going to have to go get that done this weekend. But anyway, 20 grams of protein, and then I'm going to make a yogurt parfait. So I should be over 30 grams of 30 grams of protein for this breakfast. I am definitely married, 19 years. You didn't mean to waste the food. I know, but we got to do better, right? Try to use all your food. That means every part of the food. Protein. Okay. So I'm going to move you over. Maybe can you see? No. Okay, so this is what hubby made tonight. And going to move this over. The chicken tastes amazing. Pack these away. My kids, when they wash dishes, I feel like they are allergic to packing it away. It's my pet peeve. They leave it on the counter all the time. Like, just put it away, Okay. Okay. I'm going to heat that up. And then we are going to get ready to put this here. We're going to saute this. No butter. We're going to be using a little bit of olive oil. Not a lot. Trying to lower the calories, right? And olive oil has that. So we're going to put that down there. Can we drink milk after eating fish? I don't know. Is there a reason why we can't? Hit that like button if you... Girl Dad, thanks for joining me again. Tonight we're doing breakfast because hubby already made the dinner. So tonight we're going to do breakfast. And what I'm doing right now is just adding some olive oil to a pot. I've already cut up some veggies, which is just easy one tonight. Is just going to be our onions and sweet peppers. Okay, I was going to do tomatoes, pulled out the tomatoes, and it showed that it was definitely spoiled and moldy. So we got to do better. Well, I have to definitely do better on getting, making sure that the food in the fridge is being used up quickly, or else we end up wasting food. And someone mentioned the amount of tons of food that goes to waste, which I feel bad about. Okay. All right. So if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead. And so we're doing high protein breakfast. We're making our stuff the night before, because if we don't, that's how we end up in situations where we're eating nonsense. And because, you got to eat, you're hungry, but you haven't planned on what you're going to eat. Okay. So I'm going to get the veggies in here. I love onions. Like, if every meal had to come with onions, I will be okay. And obviously I went ham on the red peppers, but that's okay. Talking about ham, maybe I could put a couple of strips of deli meat, which has a lot of protein. Man, I'm about to be about 80 grams of protein on this meal. I mean, why not? Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know if I'm going to go out to eat for lunch. I've been invited by some coworkers to meet them for lunch. So I might want to, have a really densely protein breakfast. And if I have to go out with them and see, I don't know yet what they're eating because I was going to take this for lunch just in, whatever we ate tonight was going to be lunch. So, smells amazing. It's not your fault that the food is going, it is mostly fast food. Huh, interesting. My daughter, for that, there's this thing, I don't know the name of the app she uses, but it's basically you can get any of the foods um, at the end of the night at some of the restaurants, and you pay like a really, really discounted price on it. I forgot the name of the app, but she normally gets like her donuts when she'll go to Krispy Kreme and pay like $6, and she will get a dozen donuts. And you have to come like at the end of the night for it. I don't know what the name of it is. If I see her downstairs. Okay, so I'm adding cottage cheese because remember we're looking to bulk up on the protein. So I added 2 scoops of that. And then I'm just putting it in here like that. Okay. So that's my mixture. And this smells so flavorful and I mean, onions are just the man. They're just the man. And so what I'm going to do, if you've been following me, you know I need to season stuff, but I'm just going to put a little bit, I'm not going to over season it, but I'm just going to put a little bit of, I'm looking for my thyme leaves, a little bit of thyme in here. Or a lot, whichever you say. And then salt and pepper. Did you know that when you're cooking, somebody said if you season each layer, instead of just seasoning everything at the same time, that you will build a better seasoned dish. And ever since I heard that, I could not unhear it. And I do that every time. Like every piece of the layering gets its own seasoning. Its own seasoning. This is not working. Let me see. And so we are adding some salt and black pepper to the onion and sweet pepper mix. Don't want it to burn. And oh my gosh. It smells amazing. And now the next part of it is going to be to pour in. Now I'm making this for hubby and I would make for my kids, but they are not always the people who will eat the food. So it's for hubby and I. I'll leave one for him. He works from home, so I'll leave him one, and then I will take a wrap. And then while that's cooking, I will show you what I'm going to wrap it in. Now, I'm going to tell you now, I do not know how to wrap these things. Like I've been trying, I'm always put a hole in them, but they taste fine, so I'm not stressing out. Okay. Okay. The only thing in here was the whole eggs, and we have the whole eggs and egg whites, and then the cottage cheese. And I think what I'm going to add, if I do see any in the fridge, I'm going to put some deli meat in there. Deli meat is another great source of protein, but we don't want to overdo it because it's processed. So I have some honey smoked turkey breasts. And let's see what they say with the protein. 9 for amount per serving, 9 grams. Okay. So we're going to open that, and I'm just going to rip a couple of pieces out. I'm going to add it to that. And then the last thing we're going to do is top it off with some cheddar cheese. So I definitely think that I can get over, 30 grams of protein in this. If not, I still have the yogurt parfait that's going to help me get to the goal. Okay. I didn't put any salt in the eggs because I do have salt in the there's salt in the onion and sweet potato mixture, but I'm just gonna mix this around a little bit. I do not like runny eggs when if it's supposed to be scrambled, like I need it to be cooked. You should get a compost for the food that you don't eat. And rot, then you can use that salt. That's a good idea, actually. Nobody's eating that bean dip. Pack it up. Oh, it's not a bean dip. Sorry. Unless you're talking about, I'm not sure where the bean dip is. Yes, bare hands, because this is my house. This is my house. Okay? Yes, bare hands is in my house. I am not feeding anybody besides me and my family. And I've said this before, I'm not wearing gloves in my house. Like, y'all crazy to even come on people's lives thinking about that. Like, crazy. And yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy to think folks are going to be up in their house cooking with black gloves so y'all could see. Like, ma'am, sir, please go touch grass if you think that's really what's happening in America. Please go touch grass. Sorry. Okay. Aisha, thank you. Thank you. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are folks like, make it make sense? I'm not cooking for anybody. I'm not in a food industry. I'm not in a restaurant. I told you I'm packing my breakfast for tomorrow. That's all I'm doing. Packing some breakfast, making sure that I have the right nutrition. And I named this title of this live Affordable because you saw what I'm making here. These are eggs. If you don't want to buy the carton of egg whites, you can just separate, the eggs and stuff like that. Raise the volume, raise the heat a little bit so it could cook. Because I don't like wet eggs like that. Either it's going to be over easy or scrambled. Well, let's scramble them. Quick prayer. I'm not eating it right now, so we can save. We'll pray when we eat. Okay. So while that is kind of drying down, I would say, remember, I am cooking for me. I'm cooking for my family. I'm giving you ideas of affordable ways that you can have high protein meals in your home if you're looking to ensure that your weight loss or your nutrition is on point, especially if you're weight training. So for me, this is what has been working. I'm losing the weight quicker than I've done before. Now, mind you, I didn't have that much to lose, but at the same time, I didn't want to wait a year to see improvement. So here is the wraps that I'm going to be using. I got this in the Vaughn supermarket, but it's by Mission, 0 net carbs, but it's keto certified. So I'm going to believe them that somebody did the work on this. I don't even know how they get their certification, but I'm hoping that, someone did the work. All right, I'm going to taste it. Bare hands. Okay? But my food. Yeah, we cooking. Let her cook. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. It's still on the heat, so it's going to cook a little more. And now we're going to try to make these wraps. As I said, I haven't had the best of luck. Put this over here. I have not had the best of luck with my wraps. So if anybody have a trick in how I do this without it breaking, maybe I'm putting too much eggs in it. That could be the reason. But if you want to try this, they really do taste good. What I'm going to do this weekend, I might actually air fry them to make them like chips, so I could eat with like a dip or something. But that's this weekend. All right, let's get back to the work here and see if this works for me. Okay. Let me see. Lord, thank you for the time we had today, and thank you for keeping us safe and letting us know where we're in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Um, Yuland W. Hello. Okay, what we're cooking tonight is a high protein breakfast that we're gonna pack for our lunch tomorrow, so that we know that we have the right food ready. What's in here before I put this into the tortilla wrap is eggs, 2 eggs or 3 eggs maybe, and egg whites. And the egg whites and the eggs are going to give us that's where you're going to get the protein. Then I added cottage cheese, protein. And then I added some not shredded, but I tore a couple of pieces of the turkey breast, more protein. It's about protein if you're not catching the drift. Like that's helping me lose my weight. That's helping me feel amazing. That's helping me gain back energy. And I've been doing weightlifting, and that's helping the muscles grow. So I'm going to make a couple of wraps. I think the last time I put too much eggs in here. So maybe I'm going to do just a little bit this time, because those things were like, let me see. I'm trying to see how like they do it in the restaurants, like when you go get your little egg wrap. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, because the thing is already small, but okay. Okay. So maybe I just have to do smaller ones. Okay. This I'm not too stressed about because I'm going to have to use a little more, but these are 0 net carbs, okay? Net carbs, but they're keto certified. So that's the only reason I went with them, because I was like, okay, the keto gods have spoken, because the keto gods are all about the no carbs and the proteins with no carb. Well, this doesn't have protein, but they're all about no carbs. So I'm doing this. I'm going to turn it over like that. Okay. I think that was my issue before. I put way too many. And now you see how much this is left over? How much you think you would have paid for a couple of egg wraps like this? Protein egg wraps. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? How much we paying for egg wraps these days? Let's see if I could push it a little more and add more in here. And if not, we can always put the rest away and then have some for Saturday, which is actually not a bad idea. Ooh, girl. Look at these wraps. Look at these wraps. You'll pay $1.50. And not in California, you won't. They're not giving you nothing for $1.50 in California. So I'll probably do 2 for me and 2 for hubby. Fold sides in first, then roll. Okay, let's try that. Fold the sides in first. Okay, so like this. Oh, okay. All right. In. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. That one, it does make sense. Okay, last one. So we just have 4, 5. All right. $2 most. Yeah, they're a little small. So yeah, $2. I mean, if you wanted to do a big jumbo, but I think this size, maybe when I go back next week. I bought this on Sunday as well. When we go back next week, we know like, okay, maybe if you just want one big one, but I do like the small one. It helps with portion control. Right? It does help with portion control, especially since I'm also going to have I'm also gonna have the parfait that you guys are gonna work with me as I make. There we go. Ah, dang it. It broke. It broke. That's okay. I'll put it in the bag. All right. And then I'm just gonna put these in here. Hubby's gonna have to take the broken one. He's not going anywhere. Put that in a plate for him. So I'm just gonna do 2. Okay. And then he will do, and look at this, reuse a bag. And just leave this one for hubby. He's a growing man. He could. There we go. It's a good little picture to send to Mission. Put it on their IG. And there we go. All right. Okay. So we already got breakfast. Affordable, affordable, affordable. I told people so many times, like, living a luxe lifestyle on a budget is just, you just have to think a little bit, you know? And I know for a lot of people it's like, let me just throw money at the problem, but sometimes it's not even helping. So this is some leftovers, and what we can do is, you know, we don't have any more wraps, but I do have some Ezekiel bread on Saturday. I could pop this in the microwave and be good. Look at that, using my fingers and all. All right. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Would you make it? Would you make it? My Mexican Mex taught me. They taught you well. Big love from India. Love it, love it. Thank you so much. Damn, I miss her food. Oh, damn. Not gonna lie, that looks like a good meal, especially for it is. I promise you, it's a good meal, but more importantly, it's a meal that makes sense when it comes to getting our body on point. So I am going to, the next thing I'm going to do is start working on my yogurt parfait. So I'm going to have 2 small egg wraps, and then I'm going to have a yogurt parfait. Let me show you this cute thing that I got from Amazon, if I could find the spoon. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Let me see. Okay, we can use different colors, but this is for my yogurt parfaits. I love it. So cool thing is you could put something in this side and it doesn't get wet and, you know, moist in this section, and then you can put whatever you want in this section. So what I'm going to do is add fruit and the yogurt and protein powder. Tomorrow is about to be protein day. I might lose 10 pounds tomorrow. Okay, I'm just trying to straighten up as I go along, but I'm not finding covers. And where do covers go for Tupperware? Where do they just go? Do you think, like socks, they decide like, I'm tired of this household, I'm out? Because why? Why do I have 17 covers and not one? Like, I don't get it. Like, and every so often I go through and throw away things like, okay, well, we can't find the cover for this, so it's not necessary. And then I don't know. Okay, so this is the leftovers. Just pop this back in the fridge. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and then we're gonna work on the parfait so that we are good to go. And then I will pack my lunch as well, because I don't know yet if I'm gonna go out to eat. And if I go out to eat, I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to need to make sure that, you know, I'm not against going out to eat, but I'm going to at least make sure my breakfast is solid. And as I said, tomorrow, I'm going to do probably an hour of weight training instead of my normal 30 minutes. And so coming back from that, I want to be ready. Okay. So that's what we're doing. All right, let's get our things for, let's get the things now for the yogurt parfait. I've been really enjoying putting these things together because the fruits you can mix with it, the different things you can add to it, it's, go off, bruh. Go off, as they will say. So I'm gonna grab some fruit in here and then chop those up and we're done. Now, obviously it took me an hour because I'm talking to you and I'm enjoying your company, but trust me, this is not something that's gonna take you a long time. That egg dish could take you about 10 minutes in the evening. Pack your stuff, get in, it saves so much time if you do it ahead, but the amount of time, the joy you will feel tomorrow eating something that's healthy versus going down to the taco to we have a lot of people that go down to the taco truck at my job. And I'm like, I'm good. Thanks. Because it is not in line with the snatch body I'm looking for at the end of the year. Okay. It's a new knife. Strawberry is my absolute favorite. And so we're going to cut these up before. I'm going to try to use all of these because they look tired already. They look like they're like, girl. So I'm going to cut those up. Actually, I might cut them a different way. Let me see if I cut them because they're picking up a lot of space in my cup these days. I'm going to do these, cut it this way. Okay. All right. Not gonna lie. How long have you been transitioning to male? Y'all be getting on here and saying anything. Damn. I mean, literally. Let me ask you, would you, if I was in person, would you have asked that same question? Like, really? People be getting on here and just doing the absolute most. But to answer your question, I've been transitioning into male never. I am born a female, raised a female, identify as a female, female. But I swear, y'all come on here and just do, you gotta feel good about yourself because you social media trolls, y'all will. I have to believe it's not people behind these questions and it's just like some AI bot that, comes on and they see someone who, got a little bit of folks watching and said, you know what, let me kill their confidence in this real quick question. Because every night I've been on, there's been someone who's just said some nonsense that you're like, just keep going, Ayana. Just keep going. You make a good point. I mean, but you said it. Like, damn, bro. Why we gotta hurt folks like that? Ain't nobody, I am just trying to do a little thing here, get my little breakfast, talk to the folks, motivate someone who might be going through something, trying to get their weight under control, let them know like there are things that work. You gonna come on here and ask me how long I've been transitioning. Come on, bro. Okay, so using the Oikos 000 blended Greek yogurt. This is vanilla, 17 grams of protein for 6-ounce serving. Don't ask me what 6 ounces are. I'm just going with the flow here. But I'm gonna go with that. And I forgot to get my protein powder because I'm gonna mix it tonight so that it's, we're doing what we could do to make sure. So I'm gonna show you the one that I use that doesn't taste like it was made in somebody's factory. And it actually doesn't, it's not a lot of sugar in it either. So this is the one I'm using, screenshot. I promise you'll like it. And you can add it to basically anything that you want to add it to. I'm gonna use this on this weekend to make my protein pancakes. I'll let you know how that comes out. Okay, so I want to make this pretty because, um, as I said, I eat with my eyes, and so I'm gonna try to do something here. We're gonna layer it, put it here so you could see. I have some blueberries that been these blueberries been holding on to dear God in this thing, so we're gonna make sure we use all of them tonight because they've been like, girl, when are you gonna use us? Okay, okay, you got a point. You got a point. We're going to use you now. Can dogs have blueberries? Because if I don't eat all of this, I was going to give it to Zena. But I don't know. You know, they're like dogs can't have grapes, right? So is blueberries one of those things that the dogs cannot have? Dang it. You know what I did wrong? I was supposed to mix my protein powder in here, and I can't do it now with this. So I'm going to have to mess up another container, which sucks for my son who has dishes tonight, but it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1, 2, I'm gonna do 3. Yes, I might not eat all of that, but tomorrow we're gonna see. I just love this one. I've been eating the original Greek yogurt, and like I just don't get how people eat the same thing every day. I'm just like, oh, this tastes nasty after a time. So I'm glad I mixed it up a little bit with this thing. No, I'm not gonna go ham. We got enough. All right, and so I'm gonna mix this in together. And I promise you, this does not taste bad. Like the first time I had it, I was like, okay, okay, vanilla. Okay, okay, okay. What I would say is mix it up the night before. One night I did not mix it. I just kind of poured it on there, and then I said, oh, I'll do it when I got there. Ooh, I was like, ooh, I should have probably mixed it and have it marinate overnight. Okay, so there we are. It's just basically the vanilla yogurt, Greek yogurt, and the vanilla whey protein. And so I'm gonna now layer it into my cup. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see the magic? Okay. And now I'm gonna do like they do in the restaurants, right? I'm gonna layer that. I'm gonna add some more of these blueberries that's been like holding on to their life. Blueberries are yes for the dogs. Okay, Zena about to get some extra blueberries. Come here, Zena. There you go, mama. If my dog dies, I'm coming for all of y'all. my dog had some type of issue later tonight. I'm coming for all of y'all. Okay. And then we're gonna add the last bit on here. Okay. Oh. That was the sink. Okay. Man, this looks so pretty. Come through. Come through. Okay. So then one more step, granola. I mean, this alone could be your breakfast, right? I mean, I have 2 little things there, but it's all good. What I don't eat, I'll bring back home. So I spent like 15 minutes in the supermarket on Sunday reading through all the stuff for granolas. These are like little sugar bombs. They make you think like you're doing something healthy, but most of them had so much added sugars. I was like, I thought that's supposed to be the healthy thing. Like, come through. Why? So, after a lot of reading and looking at things, I finally settled on this one. Screenshot it. You may want it. And here's the back. Just like skincare products that I talk a lot about, food products have a thing about marketing. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you end up getting taken advantage of. a lot of sugar in 90% of the ones that were in my supermarket. So if you have a good granola that doesn't have all these extra added sugars to it, please let me know. I would absolutely love to try out some new one. However, the reason I ended up settling on this and also doing some more research, I even got ChatGPT involved. But this one says it's non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan. Everybody can eat this. Vegan, keto plus paleo, made with organic chia and pumpkin seeds and no artificial flours. The dietary fiber is 2 grams. The total sugars is 4 grams, but this also includes added sugar. It's 4 grams of added sugars. Now, there's added sugar in here. However, when I was reading the others, they had like 9 to 10 grams of added sugar. I was like, this is defeating the purpose with all these added sugars. So it was annoying. Hi, Tyler. Thanks for jumping on. Hi, Diecast Dude. Thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you coming on the live. Okay, so we're going to add this, not going to OD, but we're going to just add a little bit in there. I like the little crunch that it gives. And so I'm going to put that amount. And then you will close it. You don't drop it in here because I don't like it when it's soggy. I want it to be crunchy when I start eating it. And you just put it in there and then top it over like that. And then a spoon drops in here. And so now we have breakfast, my yogurt parfait. How much you think I would have paid for this if I had bought it? Remember, I added the protein powder. How much would you have paid for a yogurt parfait that has added protein powder? And then you have 2 egg wraps that have so much protein in it because we have the egg whites, we have the cottage cheese, and we have the turkey meat in here. So what are you thinking? And that is how you pack for your next morning. Okay, like that's super easy. As I said, I've been on here 62 minutes, but that's because I'm talking with you and I'm chilling. I'm not, just getting into the vibe. However, if you're doing this at your house, this should probably take you about 15 minutes tops. Okay, so that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not given me a thumbs up, please, I would love for the thumbs up, and even more, I would love if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. On the channel, we talk about a luxe lifestyle on a budget, which includes our healthy lifestyle and how we enjoy life longer. But for me, how I enjoy life in my cute clothes, because that's how we do it. Where did you get your jacket? This is thrifted, Linda. I actually thrifted this in Portugal, but it was only like $3. Isn't it cute? But it's thrifted. If you're looking to see the name of it, so you can see, maybe I'll put it in the comments, or if you could see it, I can't read it from here. If you could see that, but I can't see it from here. But I just love this. Now, the reason I'm wearing this cute little story is that maybe a month ago, I tried on the jacket, and because I had been gaining weight, this portion was not fitting at all. And so today I was like, let's see, are things working where they're supposed to? And I put it on. It's still a little tight. Like, I feel like, maybe in 2 weeks, it'll be exactly what I want to, but that's what I'm doing to kind of get myself even more motivated, putting on pieces that didn't fit me a month ago and seeing if they're fitting how they're supposed to be. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm gonna give myself like another month to then start seeing like, ooh, it's working. And so nutrition is definitely one of the biggest reasons I think I'm losing the weight so quickly, and it's not becoming a chore for me. Okay, 512 euros. That is how much a dollar is these days. It probably was, but it was. I got it at the flea market in. I got it in the flea market in Portugal, so it was really cheap. Okay, well, I hope you guys had. Thanks for hanging with me tonight. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, really appreciate it if you do that. And more importantly, I also would love if you subscribe to the channel so that when I go live, it sends out a notification to those who are subscribed and let you know when I'm live. I'm trying to go live every day in August. And so this has been the build up to see, hey, is this worth it? Are people listening? Do people care? And so I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. So if you love to hear, just sit back and listen to what I got to say, then go ahead and subscribe so you can know when I go live. Until the next time, I always say stay Luxe, but now it's about stay healthy Luxe, okay? And talk to you soon. Bye.